Pickled, and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications, and outdoor stuff with knives. Okay, a few months ago, SRM, Sandra and Moo, contacted me and they said they want to send me a knife. I said, yes, please do that. Okay, they sent me this thing, and it actually, through normal post, a bit squished and whatnot, made it all the way to Pretoria North, which is barely 20 kilometers from where I live. Anyway, so I got this one random message to say, you owe 40 Rand to go pick the stuff up. Anyway, I went, I picked it up, and it was actually here in less than a month after they sent it. Okay, didn't know this was what it was. But please, whenever anybody sends me anything, do not send it through normal post. Okay, in here we had some that stuff. The knife was in here, but of course I've been playing with it. And then this was the box. Again, a bit squished. Knives and tools, SRM. What does that say? Stay ready for more. Okay, and then there we have a few QR codes if you want to see that. And the model is 258L-MN2, made in China. Okay, and then this you must keep far away from children. Okay, since 1998. Okay, so this is what we got. Now this knife is actually called the Terrier. We get this nice little pouch with it, and I just put it in there because the pouch is actually just folded in the box. So I put it in there so we can do a reveal. Look at this marvelous thing. Okay, let's get this thing down a bit. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful micarta on this thing. Wonderful. We have what they call an Ambi lock, which is like a crossbar lock, but cooler. And then we have the awesome pocket clip. Let's talk about the pocket clip first. Normally we have T6s, if we're lucky a T8 in a pocket clip, and then it's quite difficult to swap pocket clips. You have to unscrew things, screw them in the other side if it will take that. But this one, you just press, pull out, and do you see that long part over there? And then you can put that in whichever side you want. And it's as easy as that. And then snap, the little hooks pop out again. And we have a nice and secure pocket clip again. So that's marvelous. Look at the little Sandra and Moo logo over there. Beautiful micarta. I love this stuff. Actually, micarta pretty much in all forms make me happy. Okay, and then look at the back. It says, stay ready for more. And it's one piece of metal folded over to make this Ambi lock, or the chassis for the Ambi lock, which means it's stronger and smoother than your normal crossbar locking knives. Isn't that just marvelous? Okay, yes, let's do this. What a champion. Okay, this thing is, now I want to move it up again. I'm really sorry. Okay, this thing, you don't even have to use two fingers, just one. When you touch it, it's smooth, and you can flick it all over the show. Flick it that way. You can spidey flick it. You can flick, 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 day and night. This is one of the most fidgety knives you will ever find. Okay, over there we see the SRM logo, stay ready for more. And then do you see that line? That's not a, sorry, that's not a hamon on the blade, and it's not just for show. Although this thing has been coated, this thing is actually a laminate. There we have the code and then a serial number. What an awesome knife. Now, as far as I know, knife steel nerd or knife nerd, and I think love them knives, and I think SRM all said the bottom part or the middle part of the laminate is CR140, which is a high carbon steel that apparently has the same hardness or cutting ability as S35VN. Okay, so it's even better than D2, but where the other ones might not be as tough, this is a laminate. So the steel at the top that sandwiches this thing, you know, like laminate. Okay, so the things that is at the top, they make it way tougher. So for something, I think they said this is $60 something if you buy it in America. I haven't seen prices for this here in South Africa. I'm also not sure where you can find it. Maybe ask Swartbaard EDC and Gear. He normally gets us SRM knives if you are here in South Africa. Anyway, but this thing is just such a fantastic knife. Look at the shape. We have this beautiful slow drop point blade, nice straight, nice belly. This thing came super sharp. And then the beautiful micarta, nice neutral handle, which means it fits every and any hand. And it's quite a nice size knife. Let's quickly do some specs on this thing. Blade length in centimeters, about 9 centimeters, and overall 20.5 centimeters. In inches, 3.5, a bit more, about a bit more than 8 inches. So it's a nice size knife. Let's just take a PM2 and look. Blade length. Actually, this thing is very, very close to a PM2. Do you see that? Okay, so it's very close to a PM2, but this one has got a bit more blade on it. Okay, wonderful, wonderful knife, and I love this action. It's just addictive. Just sit there doing that the whole night until everybody in the house just loses their minds. Okay. We see the liner sticking out a bit around the side, which gives it that shadow box effect, which is quite nice. Because of this big mono chassis or folded piece of steel, it's like an integral for the Ambi lock. And then we have this back spacer that covers everything, but we do have a lanyard post or a hidden lanyard attachment point over there, which means this thing is pretty much closed in all over. There is some relief in the inside if you, for weight relief. Can you see that? No, you cannot really, but look there. Some things for weight relief there. There we see our Ambi lock. Can I see if we can adjust the Ambi lock? I do not see more holes in there, so maybe we cannot, but it does not matter because this thing is tuned to perfection. SRM, you guys knocked this thing out of the park. When I saw it, I was kind of skeptical and it sounded a bit gimmicky, but this thing is fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to show you anything about today, but we bright last night. I'll add that on. If you want to follow along, please do. All of you, have a fantastic weekend. Today is Saturday. I was actually busy making another video and then I hurt myself and I decided to just leave that. Sawing giraffe bone. Okay, all of you, stay safe, happy, have a good one. Goodbye. Okay, started the fire. It's bright time. Okay, added my dirty grill, which is quickly becoming clean, but the fire is still too hot to do anything. Okay, fire is still way too hot, but it's almost time to braai. Hopefully you can see it before it gets dark. Okay, we have delicious kesslers, we have braai broodjies with little springboks burnt into them, and some delicious gold medal winner boerewors. And I'm using my tuned Victorinox Huntsman as my braai knife today. Delicious. Okay. This fire is way too hot, so our bread's getting way browner. It looks black, but it's brown, I promise. Okay, I'm gonna call this now. All of you stay safe, happy, have a good one, and enjoy your weekend. Goodbye. What a day. What a day. We won.